what does one make of the timing of this drone attack? Remember, the last time there was a peace effort between India and Pakistan, and Prime Minister Modi went to Rawalpindi and met with Nawaz Sharif. There was a terror attack soon after. Now we saw the Indian Prime Minister meet with political leaders from Jammu and Kashmir. Devendra Rana joins us. He's one of the senior most leaders of the National Conference, understands the politics and its dynamics in Jammu and Kashmir, and also has a good sense of military strategy. Now, Devendra Rana, what do you think of the timing of this attack? Soon after Farooq Abdullah, Omar Abdullah, Mehbooba Mufti, Ghulam Nabi Azad and other leaders from Jammu and Kashmir met with the Indian political leadership in Delhi. You've had this drone attack in Jammu and then at Kaliachak, the drones being found. What's your sense of what's going on and what do you make of this timing?
It's a very serious matter. Terror and talks cannot go along together. The moment these talks internally started, because there is a dimension of external dialogue also, and there is a feeling that some track 2 dialogue is going on, because of which ceasefire also happened. And people of Jammu and Kashmir get relief when there's a ceasefire. But this kind of machinations by Pakistan to disturb peace, now, whether this is a machination by the state actors or the non-state actors in Pakistan, they will know. But definitely, the drone attacks is a new dimension, and Pakistan is responsible for what has happened. And this is a very, very serious matter. Killings have started, are happening in Kashmir also, and there are not 2 incidents; there are 4 incidents, and the message has to be loud and clear. Internally, a very good start was done by the Honorable Prime Minister when he had an inclusive dialogue. And dialogue broke the logjam, and dialogue is the way forward. Nobody says that war is the answer in Indo-Pak relations or any other relations with any other country. Dialogue is the way forward. But for dialogue, it can't be those double standards, and where one side the dialogue goes on, the other side terrorism goes on. Terrorism is not acceptable in any civilized society and should not be tolerated. I think it is not acceptable. And terror and talks cannot go together. It might just sound like a phrase, terror and talks don't go together, but messages have to be loud and clear that we will not tolerate terrorism on our soil, and that there should be no compromise on that.
No, but that throws up, General Hasnain, the prospect of any terror attack, even if it is done by non-state actors in Pakistan, potentially derailing not just the India-Pakistan ceasefire, but also this dialogue that's just started between the Modi government and the political leadership of Jammu and Kashmir.
See, Rahul, in my initial statement, I also mentioned this aspect of remaining relevant. You've seen over the last 2 years, ever since 5th of August 2019, the kind of situation which has emerged despite COVID and everything, the kind of situation that the security forces, the political establishment, the bureaucracy have been able to achieve in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, this is not something conducive to Pakistan's interests. So, whenever something happens which is going to take the process even further, there will be efforts to try and pull this back. There will be obstacles. I entirely agree with what Devendra Rana Sahab says. There will be obstacles of this kind, and it will always mean some kind of thing by which the attention is diverted all over again. In this case, why I particularly mentioned, and I again counter what Air Marshal Ahluwalia says, I would still remain on that perception that this was only a demonstrator. Much more will happen in future. I have never said that they don't have the capability in this world. I mentioned all the prospects of what drones can do. Drones can come and do a hell of a lot here. But for the moment, the attempt was essentially to remain relevant to the situation. And this very correctly what Sandeep had said. Just like 20 years ago when the Fidayeen came, here was something completely new. I was there in the valley when the Fidayeen came. I know the manner in which we were taken by surprise at that time. This is exactly what is happening now again. Although I think we are still a little better prepared to handle the situation. From